It's like, that's the
Love
culture.
it, Wood.
Well, so there is an asterisk. When I was there talking to a few people about this, the asterisk on pricing that I noticed is for the average person, right? Like if you were just a working class person who lives in an apartment, renting is more affordable, and that's cool. But if you're a person who is looking to buy a plot of land and build a home on it,
Yes.
in a place like Tokyo, the combined cost of those two things
Is super
a
expensive.
very expensive and comparable to a place like Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like, it's a little misleading to say that housing, like house ownership, is that much cheaper, because if you wanted to go the full distance
Yeah.
in a place like Tokyo that has that demand,
If you
it
want the
still
housing
is
experience
expensive.
that we think of in the West,
Yeah.
that is different. Last
Yeah.
factoid, and then I'll stop dropping fast.
Okay.
No, these are good.
The average building in large, expensive urban areas of Japan, the actual building is only about 10% of the cost of the whole thing. So you're like 90% of what you're buying is the land, not the building on top of it.
Yeah.
So again, if you're like, oh, rent's really cheap, it's like, well, if you want to also buy the plot of land, you're paying like 9 times as much.
Yeah,
all of a
it's way
sudden,
more.
in the most extreme cases, but it's crazy. It's a totally different system.
Yeah,
I
I think
like the concept of it, because again, like the idea that you have a whole system built around getting a lot of homes up quickly, and you can just get things made that somebody can, at a very low entry point, get into a plot of land and have a cheap home built. And then longer term, they can look for actually getting the land and having this appreciating asset. That feels great. We bundle them together in the West, and then you have to go all in on this plot plus house, and it doesn't make sense. And then objectively, we're failing at it, but maybe it's just zoning. I don't know.
The outlook on it's interesting to see the spectrum of outlook on housing, because it seems like in this situation, your house is basically not an asset. It's
Yes.
not something you're investing in. It's
Yeah.
just something you live in. And then further down the line, maybe a little more in the middle, would be like the American way of looking at things, where it's like your house is an investment, but you diversify and you put a lot of money into like stocks and bonds and stuff like that. And then there's like, on the other end, I feel like China, where it's like do or die, buy property
Yeah,
at
at
all
least until
costs.
recently. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like always on property.
until the crash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know about this? There's some giant percentage of Americans where almost their entire investment is in their home. Like